Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to my review of last night's Clash of Champions pay-per-view. And pay-per-view was held in Boston at the TD Garden, and the crowd for that show last night, watching it every time, WWE goes to Boston, the crowd is always hyped up. They're behind superstars. It's just a big, pop from the crowd, every time they're there. And I thought the pay-per-view last night, I thought it was decent. Wasn't perfect or great, and wasn't the worst pay-per-view of this year, but it was decent. And although the build-up to the pay-per-view was terrible, but the pay-per-view made up from that shitty build-up to the pay-per-view. And I'm going to start with the match that was on the Kickoff pre-show, which I didn't get to see, but it was Mojo Rawley versus Zack Ryder. Mojo Rawley got the win, which we all knew that he was probably going to get the win. Really looking forward to what WWE has in store with Mojo. Build him up to be this decent heel. So really looking forward to where they're going to take Mojo. Give him a good build as a heel, and give him a good feud, because it could work. So really will look, like I said, really look forward to where they're gonna take Mojo, hopefully, because he deserves a good feud. But that was the only match that was on the Kickoff pre-show, and the pay-per-view opened with the triple threat match for the United States title. It was Dolph Ziggler versus Bobby Roode and Baron Corbin. And this was a decent match. It was entertaining. It was back and forth between them. Dolph Ziggler going at it with Corbin and Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode was pretty good in the match. And the match ended with Dolph Ziggler hitting the zigzag on Baron Corbin to score the win, because Baron was going to hit had Bobby Roode in the position for him to hit the end of days on Bobby Roode, but then Dolph Ziggler came out of nowhere and then just hit the zigzag on Baron Corbin to score the win, which was surprisingly, didn't expect Ziggler to win the match, become the United States champion. But that's pretty awesome. Although probably, hopefully that his United States title reign is long. Hopefully they do that and not make him lose the title like 2 or 3 weeks from now. Give him a good United States title reign. Because I know there's been all this talk about Ziggler saying, oh, he wants to leave WWE, he wants to, leave, for the longest of time. But, with this, they want him to, looks like they probably want him to stay, now that he's won the United States title. And then you had later on, after the match was over, Baron Corbin was being interviewed, and he's like, oh, I got cheated. Dolph Ziggler didn't need to be in this match, and then he just throws a garbage pail, and he's like, oh yeah, he's going to deal with me when I take back my United States title, my United States championship. And it was pretty much that. But all in all, the match was decent. It was entertaining. Then the next match was the Fatal 4-Way tag team match for the SmackDown tag team titles. It was the Usos versus the New Day, Big E and Kofi Kingston, while Xavier was just outside watching the match. So it was New Day, Aiden English, and Rusev, and Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. And the match was pretty entertaining. It was back and forth between them. It was just all out pretty crazy with these tag teams. You had at one point, which was really cool that I really liked, was Shelton Benjamin through Jimmy Uso from the top rope. That was, well, from the top, though, which was pretty cool to see. But the Usos got the win. They still retained the SmackDown tag team titles. They hit a splash on Chad Gable. So, but all in all, it was an entertaining match. It was a pretty good match. Pretty good fatal 4-way tag team match. And by the way, in this match, Rusev and Aiden English, the crowd was really chanting for them. All through this match, they were all chanting, Rusev Day, Rusev Day. Both of them were over with the crowd, which is surprising. This Rusev Day is going to be probably the new trend with the crowd always chanting, Rusev Day. Might as well make Aiden and Rusev, a babyface, since, both babyfaces, since they're over with the crowd. I wouldn't be surprised to see that, though. But like I said, the match was entertaining and was pretty good. Really liked it. Then the next match, it was the Lumberjack match for the SmackDown Women's title, Charlotte versus Natalya. For the Lumberjacks, we had the Riot Squad and Carmella, Naomi, Lana, and Tamina. Naomi was the only babyface that was out there. All the rest were heels. And the match itself, it was okay. You had Charlotte working on Natalya. Pretty much, basically, when they got thrown out of the ring, pretty much Charlotte was, getting beat up by most of the Lumberjacks out there. And one point, Naomi was the only one that was, beating up on Natalya. But Charlotte ended up getting the win with the figure 8 on Natalya to score the win and retain the SmackDown Women's Championship. Also, there was a tease in this match where we all thought Carmella was going to cash in the Money in the Bank contract, but they're probably going to hold that. They're probably going to not let Carmella cash in the Money in the Bank until WrestleMania, which I'm definitely picturing. They're going to save that for WrestleMania. Make Carmella have her WrestleMania moment. And the Lumberjacks, especially, we saw Lana out there. She was beating up on Charlotte, and just those punches that she had. It was like this. It was pretty terrible, and the kicks that she did was pretty terrible also. But you had the Lumberjacks going at it out there. They were beating up on them out there. And then you had, after the match, Natalya, was being interviewed. She took out her frustration on the crowd, saying, that the crowd is disrespecting her, and they're not appreciating her, carrying this whole women's division, the SmackDown Women's division, over the last decade, or the women's division, as you would say, over the last decade. And she says she's turning her back on the WWE universe, and she gets out. You see her get out of the ring, and she's just in tears. So pretty much fade to black after that. We just saw her in tears. But the match was okay. And then we got this match, this shitty match. Harper and Rowan, the Bludgeon Brothers versus Breezango. Very shitty match. Piece of fucking garbage this match was. It was just a squash match. Harper and Rowan got the win. Got the win. Moving on. Next was the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Randy Orton Shinsuke Nakamura match, where if Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn lost the match, they would both be fired from WWE. And we had Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan as the two refs in the match. And this match was a mess in my opinion. Although it wasn't terrible as I thought it was going to be. It was pretty decent, but it was just a mess. With Daniel and Shane both being in it and making pinfalls, and they both agreed in the match, have Shane cover this side of the ring, have Daniel cover that side of the ring, and we had Shane pretty much covering for Orton and Nakamura, while Daniel Bryan was covering for Owens and Sami. And the match was just all over the place. You had Daniel and Shane arguing about, oh, this was, this is legal. This ain't legal. This it was just a mess. It was just back and forth between Daniel and Shane saying, oh, this move is legal. This move ain't, is not legal. It was pretty much basically that. You had at one point Randy Orton suplexed Sami off the top, which was cool. Owens took out Nakamura with a splash on the announce table, and in the end, we saw Owens push Daniel onto Shane, and that led to Daniel and Shane, just shoving each other, getting in each other's faces, and it led to Sami Zayn pinning Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan with the fast count, and so Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn won the match. It was pretty obvious because they spoiled it, because I think Sami Zayn is going to be a part of that mixed match challenge that WWE is doing next month on Facebook Live, and Sami Zayn is going to be a part of it, which that's pretty stupid. They gave the winners away before the pay-per-view, I can't even talk, before the pay-per-view was even going on, a couple of days before the pay-per-view. So it was pretty much basically obvious. We knew Owens and Sami were win the match just by that. So it was a bad move by WWE to announce Sami was going to be a part of this mixed match challenge. So pretty much, like I said, WWE gave away the win of this match. And then the next was the main event, AJ Styles versus Jinder Mahal for the WWE Championship. And this match should not have been the main event. I think the main event should have been Owens and Sami and Nakamura and Orton. But this match, from a superstar standpoint, from AJ Styles' standpoint, this is AJ Styles' worst match, in my opinion. But Jinder Mahal, from the matches that he had, this is probably his best, because he was working on Styles. Styles' ribs were pretty much injured during this match, and Jinder didn't have the Singh brothers to help him during this match, which was pretty good. Although later on, you had the Singh brothers try to pull Mahal out, but Styles ended up taking out the Singhs. He hit one of the Singhs with the Styles Clash, and led to Styles pretty much hitting the phenomenal forearm on Jinder. AJ Styles then hit the calf crusher to win the match. The first time he put Jinder in the calf crusher, Jinder then was trying to reach for the ropes, but Styles ended up pulling him back, and it led to Jinder tapping out. And so Styles wins the match, still retains the WWE title, which is awesome. So, but it was a decent match. Although it was, like I said, it was AJ Styles' worst match that he had, but it was Jinder's best match. So it made Jinder look strong in this match. Although, you know, I'm not a fan of Jinder Mahal. As you know, as a superstar, I met the guy. He's a cool guy outside of his character. But just you know, it was pretty much basically Jinder's best match that, you know, he had. So, but yeah, so anyways, that's it for my review of last night's Clash of Champions pay-per-view. Thank you all for watching, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all later tonight for my Raw review, which I'm definitely looking forward to. Raw tonight, we got Brock Lesnar coming tonight, you know, returning tonight. So definitely looking forward to Raw tonight. Hopefully it's a decent show. So until tonight, I'll see you all back here later tonight for my Raw review.